Holy late stream, chat. Fuck, I know I'm behind schedule, but damn. Whole hour. Whole hour behind than normal. That's on me, for real. I was busy cooking a bomb ass dinner. Low key. Low key. W Sammy in the chat. W Sammy in the chat for the suggestion. Honestly. Honestly. I need to change the fucking. Well, okay. I don't know if I'm playing Fortnite. I might do like Minecraft. I think a little bit of chill Minecraft tonight might be the call. Boom. Title changed, all the shit. It still says my fucking whatever is what am I talking about? My bit rate. It still says my bit rate's too high. I don't even like I don't know what the fuck it means. I'm just gonna admit. I mean, I've been admitting. I've been. I don't know what it means. I don't know how to make it go lower. It's at 5,988 kilobytes per second. kbps. Oh. Oh shit. Chat, there's a new update. New freaking Minecraft update. They must have just added the sulfur cube and all the other bullshit with that. So that'll be lovely. I don't know what's going to happen there. Game is loading up. As you can see by my red ass face or something. Oh, maybe not. We just loaded straight in. I don't know. If I was downloading shit or shit, I don't know. God, I love when Minecraft ain't fucking isn't doing what I want it to do. Please just work. Amazing. Okay. So the idea, at least for right now, is I want to make that bigger. I want that to be able to kind of be seen there. Kind of be seen, but kind of not. So maybe that's actually perfect. But I need more quartz. So that's what we're doing today. It's been a hot minute since we've done FF chat. I can't lie. If we get around to it and we don't end up getting a visit later on, or you know, in the near future, who cares? We might put on some FF. You know, it's been a bit. Could be fun, low key. You're not gonna fight me, are you? Oh, brother, I'm sorry. This feels rude. That made me feel like a horrible person, low key. Hello. Okay, but I do need quartz, and is there not a single soul that can provide that for me? That's sick. Oh, they're still gonna fight me, huh? Oh my god. I don't have the fucking shit for this. Oh, wow. Maybe I do? That was kind of crazy. The one-hit KO. I didn't know they were that weak. What? Okay, and see, now it says I have excellent bitrate. Which means what? There's too many of these big-ass pigs, bruh! Okay, once I get to a good stopping point, I need to check what number the game is considering excellent. I know that this, me hearing me talk about this shit over and over again is not entertaining. Yeah. But I am still new to this bullshit. So you're in this with me. I don't know. Too bad for you. Sorry. I think down here is where I did my netherite farm. Not farm, mine. I never... Bro just baited me out. Ran away and shit too. Okay, wait. Okay, my bitrate's at 6,000 now. But 5,000 was too much? But 5,900 was too much? That makes no sense. Whatever. I don't understand, chat. It's okay, though. Oh, well. Oh, I didn't even... You're not gonna try to kill me, are you? No. Okay, but yeah. FF soon, maybe a little bit. I want to grab a lot of quartz here, maybe get my mending pickaxe back to full durability. But, I also just want to get a bunch of quartz. Which, okay, wait. Only 27? Did they change that? I thought quartz was... I thought quartz dropped in, like, multiple, no? Am I crazy? How do I only have 35? Is this some new update bullshit? I thought it always dropped in, like, small stacks. Not like stacks, but, like, you know what I mean. Like 3 or 4 or 5. That's kind of bullshit if that's a change with the new update. Because some bullshit with the sulfur cube or some shit. Don't piss me off. Or maybe it's because I always had fortune whenever I would do these. But I need a lot of quartz, so... I don't know. Okay, now the bitrate's unstable, too high, and now we're at 6,072. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Makes no fucking sense. But it's okay. But it's okay, because we are up. We are up. 50 quartz. Also, #1 hated mob in the game is the Ghast. The Ghast and the Blaze are the worst. You cannot tell me that there is anything worse than a Ghast or a Blaze, especially when they're in groups. Ghasts aren't that bad once you, like, get a bow that, like, works and stuff. But, like, early game, they're, like, your worst nightmare. Because you have to worry about them, like, shooting the thing back. And that's almost impossible to do anymore because the games are so fucking laggy. I don't know. I'm over-exaggerating. I'm being a little fucking cranky motherfucker for some reason. But no. I just don't love the ghasts because I've lost so many. Okay, wait. That's why I say lag, because I've like lost my whole inventory early on in a Minecraft playthrough in like a multiplayer game. So like I'm in somebody else's world and we're in the Nether doing shit, and then we just get fucking just murdered by a ghast. Because they just spawn in some low location where it's just like, oh yeah, I should totally be here. No, bro. What the hell are you doing here, dog? You're supposed to be up in the air. Anyway, stupid. Oh. Fun. Gotta take everything I can get here, right? Shit. That's scary. I'm not doing that. I have my limits. It's lovely to hear. Anyway. Okay, that works. I like when the pigs are dumb. It makes it really easy for me. Like this, again. The hell? Wow, that took some confidence. Ooh, don't fall. Jesus. Every time. It is 9:13, chat. How about, what do y'all say I put some FF on? What do y'all say if I put some FF on? I'm kind of feeling like somewhat of a low-key chill stream. I know I'm in the Nether. I know I'm gonna die and I'm gonna rage quit in some bullshit. However, hold on. Thank you. But no, what is it? I don't know. It's not that I don't feel like yapping, because I do. I will yap, 100%. Because some shit will come up and then it'll spark my brain and then we'll be off to the fucking races immediately. But until then, I say we try to find some videos that can, you know, automatically cause some stimulation or just, you know, whatever. Content other than me just sitting here playing Minecraft. Which is, you know, of course, me sitting here playing Minecraft is peak entertainment, right? Totally. W-ego. I love how the only thing that I actually pretend to have an ego about is when I'm on stream. Even though this is probably the scariest thing that I could be doing with my life, is like making myself a like public, as this is basically as public as it gets. Like, I'm not an influencer, you know. I don't have an influence on anybody other than maybe the people in my life, of course. I can influence some people to spend an unnecessary amount of money on little plastic bricks that I've been obsessed with since I was a child, you know. But anyway, not like I have an influence to the masses anyway. But I've always wanted to do this, but I like hate the idea of a bunch of people that I know like just randomly finding this and watching it and being like, ew, this is cringe. Not that I care, because I think I've said this before in the past, but like, it really depends on the person. If somebody that I actually genuinely care about saw this and was kind of like, ew, what the hell? I'd be like, I would either be like, okay, fuck you, or I would be like, damn, you really think so? Like, can I name drop for a second? Because I know she wouldn't get it, all right? If somebody by the name of Jay, with a J in it, I don't know if I want to name drop. I don't know. Sammy, if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. Somebody like that with horrific amount of social anxiety heard that I was doing this. Or the one that starts with M, I can guarantee you I'd get some fucking sly ass response of like, oh, that's nice. Like, fuck you. Please. Come on. I know I'm, you know, predicting what they're saying, and they don't know this, that I'm doing this, and probably won't unless one of us mentions it to them. You know, how'd you spend your summer? Oh, I, you know, streamed myself playing video games and then worked all other hours of the day. Pretty much paradise, if you ask me. But anyway, I don't know. It obviously it wouldn't be like friendship breaking, but it would just kind of be like, okay, well, I know that this sentence itself sounds cringe. Since I've been thinking about it, I've been trying to find a different way to say it. But one thing that a lot of people say is when talking to other people is like, don't yuck someone's yum, okay? Or maybe I'll say it like this: don't nay someone's yay. Is that crazy? Because, like, oh my god. Wow, this is a bad spot. Okay. Don't nay someone's yay, because, like, I don't know. I don't have social anxiety much anymore. I feel like in doing this, I've gotten really a lot better. Just about, like, naturally being like, I don't really care who sees it, and whatever. And I know I literally was just talking about how I kind of care who sees it, but like, I've gotten so much better about caring significantly less about what people think when I do this, or like literally anything else. And I think that's like one of my favorite traits that I have kind of come to grow to this summer, at least. Just like, I don't know, whatever. But I unfortunately, okay, that was not nice. I unfortunately think that some of the friends that I've made at college are people that will yuck someone's yum, or yay my nay, or someone's nay, someone's yay. All right, Jesus. You know, or perhaps passive aggressively nay my yay. They won't say it out loud, but you'll feel it in the tone. That's something that I'll just go by letters. Their name is now letters. You'll understand, Sammy. That's something that M has a really big problem with, and it really pisses me off a lot. I don't know if she knows she does it. Part of me thinks she does, and she doesn't want to change that. But she is like... I hesitate to say this, because she is my friend. We are great friends. You know, whatever. I hesitate to say this because it makes me sound like I hate her. But, like... her tone is like the biggest downside to her personality. Like okay. Let me say this without saying that, I guess, cuz that was very strong. But like it seems like you can't win. You can't have your own small wins around her because her small wins are bigger. You know? And I don't know if she realizes she does this. It's very possible she doesn't. Okay? It's not completely her fault. Let's play it in that hypothetical where she doesn't know she's doing this. But it just makes the people around her just feel bad about themselves for no fucking reason. And I noticed this, and like, I had to spend all of statics with her, and I would just have to kind of go mentally mute the whole class and just kind of like... I know... Okay. Let me say it this way. I have learned how to talk to people that love to talk about themselves. Okay? I've grown up around a lot of those. Some of them I still consider to be really, really good friends of mine. But it is a huge learning process to figure out how to talk to those people properly. Or not talk to those people, but maybe deal with them. Maybe that's not a nice way to say it, but it's true. How to deal with those people or deal with those conversations. But with her, it's like, at least some of the other people that I still consider great friends of mine, they can at least somewhat give you, like, I don't know. It's her tone. I'm sorry. Like, let's go back to statics, okay? I know I bring it up every time, and you're probably tired of hearing me say it. But, like, I didn't have the best grades in statics. You know this. Nobody had great grades in statics, except for her, you know, and she let everybody know that, you know? And me, sitting next to her every day, I just kind of had to bite my tongue and just, like, not talk about how I felt good about my score, even though she got, like, an A or an A plus or A minus or a B plus, you know, because I would say something like, you know, like, before I fully knew how to talk to her, I would say stuff like, "No, I feel okay with that," and she would go, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right," you know, and I know that tone sounded okay. I can try to fake her tone the best I can. Give me a sec. Let me let it simmer in my brain, and it'll come out. But it's like, you can never have small wins around her because her like I'll just say that again. It's just like you can't have small wins around her because her small wins are better than yours. Therefore making her better than you and your wins and everything else invalid. It's textbook talking to a narcissist. I'm sorry. Okay? I said the big word. I said the big, slightly mean word, and I'm not sorry. But she is, okay? And somebody... And can I say this and not get totally scrutinized and crucified and fucked up for it? Jay... Hold on, let me turn on my lamp so y'all can see me. Not that I'm not sitting in the dark saying this shit. Whatever. I personally think that M and J are possibly the worst friend combination ever. I don't know how they got to know each other so quickly and think that they meshed so well together. But M is probably the opposite kind of support system / friend that J needs constantly. J is the type to need constant reassurance and, you know, can't take constructive criticism, can't take anything, and you know, even by herself feels like she can't win. And M will make you feel that way even if you're confident in yourself. Like I cannot imagine spending 90% of my time around her because you just feel like you never win. And why would you want to like live your life that way where you can't enjoy your small wins? That's been my life forever, you know? If I didn't have my small wins, I would be so depressed. Literally. I just... If I didn't have my small wins and I didn't have the things that I do for myself to bring me joy, that there's nothing left of me, you know? And I think that's the way it should be for everybody, but there shouldn't be people, or you shouldn't surround yourself with people that make those small wins feel invalid or make you feel bad about your own small wins because they're not like significant enough. Like maybe I've been needing to talk about this for a while and I just kind of didn't know how to start it. But like it just I don't know. I just it comes up in my mind too much when I like, because okay, like I think about our friendship right now, Sammy, and I think about how much we support each other and how kind we are just like as people. I know we have hater energy here and there, but we will always support each other or even just random like major acquaintances with their things, you know? And I feel like for M, it was a massive waving red flag that I didn't notice that she was just going to be so difficult to be academically happy around, if that makes sense. Like, if we're talking about anything else other than school, maybe she's fine. I think she's okay. But still, she has this complex about being better than everyone around her. And I don't know. I don't think I would have refused friendship or anything like that. But it just kind of makes me look back and be like, man, I don't know sometimes. You know, I don't know. It's just like it's just, it doesn't make me regret being friends with them. Of course not. They're you know, I enjoy the time that I've spent with them, and in any setting other than academic, they're great people, I would say, mostly. Until she starts talking about the gym. Then, Sammy, you and I can fucking beat the shit out of her. I don't know. Anyway, but, like, and I think that, and she's also, okay, and not only does her tone make you feel bad, or I guess this is hand in hand. It makes you feel, holy shit, it makes you feel judged, you know, like and not in a good way. Like it makes you feel like when you, like if I told her, I'm just like imagining myself telling M or J that I did this essentially for the greater majority of my time in the summer. You know, I'm just imagining what both of them will say, and I don't think there's a single, like, I don't think there's a single normal response that that they could come up with. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's just me being negative, but like I feel like it's a scenario where they wouldn't understand it, therefore wouldn't like it. Or just like would be like, you know? Is that crazy? Am I being too negative about that? But like I feel like, God, I don't know. I talk about this around you plenty. But Jay's social anxiety, dude, oh my God, my Jay is fucking your Jay. It's so hard to deal with it. I hate tiptoeing around saying words around her because it just like, it feels like I can either not say anything right or say something too, like, too implicative of something. Does that make any sense? Like, you know how the whole crush thing worked out, and now I felt like I had to like tiptoe around even talking to her because I was just like, I don't want to send the wrong signal. That's, I don't know. It's just like, I don't resent her for her, for this, of course. That would be extremely unfair. You know, it's not like it's, you know, it's not like she's forcing herself to be this way. Of course. But like, that was a risky jump. But like, it just, it's just so frustrating having to like, because we've talked about this in person, but it's just so exhausting having to text her and then worry about if she's going to overthink my text or whatever, or I have to overanalyze her text because she's cryptic like that. Because I know she's an overthinker, and I know how overthinkers think because I was in that boat, or I still kind of am, but I'm getting way better at it. I'm getting way better at not doing it. You know? I'm acting like I'm a survivor or some shit. I kind of am, low-key. But, like, I know that in her head, she is, like, doing the most. You know? She's always been that way. From the very beginning. And Yeah, from the very beginning. And what the hell am I saying? But like, yeah, she's an overthinker, and I am a. Oh my god! Oh my god! Fucking tiny baby came back. Holy shit! Yeah, come on, Mr. Confident. There you go. Jesus. But I just kind of made that connection. I guess I've never seen her have panic attacks or anything like that. I don't want to make you relive that. I'm sorry. But still, like, it's yeah. Yep. And it's I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out of the group. That would be Z. I think that one thing about her that I kind of feel bad about, okay, and it's unfair to her slightly, but it is 100% true, is that for Z, more often than not, I just imagine that she is so that she's still like, okay, I know this isn't true, but I think a lot of us unintentionally try to like act like she thinks that the world is all butterflies and rainbows, but she is, I think at the core of it, she's just genuinely a kind person, and that's kind of sometimes unheard of in our age group and in college and in all of this stress and whatever. Somebody that actually like tries to be positive and stuff. Be pun, holy shit. But it's like I don't, the thing about her that makes her different from J and M is that I know that she will. Why is he just frozen? I know that she would say, "Oh, that sounds cool," or whatever, and be in total and complete honesty. You know, the thing about J and M that I always worry about is that I know that they are capable of lying and lying well. Not that I worry that about people. I don't like second guess what people are saying to me all the time, and I'm like, oh, you could be lying. I'm not that guy. But like, I know how they are to an extent, and but M is incapable of lying when it comes to things like that, because her tone shows it every time. Her tone speaks a million times louder than any words that she's actually trying to say. She can't keep it in if she's pissed off. She can't keep it in if she's overjoyed that you didn't do as well as her. She cannot keep it in that she wants to feel like the best. You know? And I believe that is just like textbook narcissism. You know? Not to diagnose somebody or some shit. But I'm quite confident. And Sammy, if you are seeing this later on, or, you know, on your way to the gym or on your way to work or whatever, let me know what you think on that. If I'm like doing too much or not giving anybody any credit where it should be due, let me know. Maybe, I mean, obviously this will keep simmering in my brain, but like, I don't know. Like, we've talked about this. You understand this, right? I think for some reason I need to vent about this now. I don't know why. I haven't even really talked to either of them in a while. But, and I've just been wandering around the fucking nether. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. I don't know where home is. It's fine. Alright, if you climb up here, you're good. God damn it. Is that a big piggy? That is a big piggy. I can hear him. Oh, never mind. He disappeared. Anyway, I don't know. Where I think I can loop this back into something that is, in a sense, very positive, is, or well, okay, it's not overwhelmingly positive for every party in this story, but this is kind of my issue with people when it comes to sharing my, like, achievements or my yays, if you will. You know? Like Sammy, I feel like I can share any kind of thing that brings me joy, within reason, of course, and you would support me, or at least just be happy for me. And I, of course, would do the same for you. But that's just like, it's just a dynamic that seems so, like, it seems so unheard of in the other friends that I have. Like, I have friends who will support me, you know, but I don't know, it, like, maybe this is just me being overly negative, right? Maybe, and that's possible, you know. But it's just like, with a lot of the friends that I have, I genuinely know how they think. Like, when I like have had genuine connections with some of my friends from childhood and stuff, like, I know how they think, I know how they process, you know. And almost all of them would, you know, say the words, but deep down I would be like, I can, like, sense that that's not, I can sense that you don't believe it, or sense that you are not being authentic with me. And at the end of the day, that's all I want with the people that I choose to be connected with or care about or whatever, is, like, just, you know, it all comes back to something that you, Sammy, have been saying from the beginning. And it's the, you know, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You know? And I feel like somehow, unfortunately, I have had a series of people where that may actually be pretty much always the opposite case. You know? Wow. You know? And I truly, you know, you never explicitly say it, but I'll say it. You know, I have no shame in saying this. Or I guess I don't know if you do say it. Maybe I'm blanking. But you always phrase something when I'm hesitating to tell you something, and you say, like, hey, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You know. But I genuinely believe that you are that for me, and I hope that you believe that I am that for you. You know, because there's not a single thing that you've said to me where I've gone or literally anything like that. Literally nothing. You know. Oh, we're down here. Oh, I was too high up. That's why. But it's like I still kind of feel like there's so many other people that I've met here where that's just like not even the thought, you know? It's just like with Jay, I feel like I have to be so well versed in what I say to her, because one wrong thing gets misinterpreted, or one wrong word gets misinterpreted, or one different enunciation of a word may make her think that I hate her. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I've already said this on a stream, but maybe it was in a more sad tone. I don't remember. But like, seeing how anxiously attached people act and like react to the world that is happening to them genuinely made me want to fix myself, or want to like fix that issue with myself so quickly. Like, I'm sorry. I know that this makes her seem like really, really bad, or like an actual nightmare to deal with. But like, it was genuinely, how many times have I said genuinely? Take a shot. It has seriously made me rethink how I need to treat the people that I care about, in terms of just like, you know, just like, don't worry about every single word that is said. Don't worry about silence. Don't worry about pauses, because it is so frustrating dealing with somebody like that, because it makes you feel like you're pressured to do everything possible to make them feel what's the word, like, just like, to make them feel good, or just like, you know, even remotely mentally okay, you know. And I know that's unfair, because it's possible that some people have felt that way about me in the past, you know. And I'll admit that I was that guy. At some point in my life, I did care about every single thing that was said to me, or every single time that somebody didn't, you know, whatever. But I am like exponentially better at like, just like centering myself and being like, this is not what's actually happening. You're playing tricks on yourself in order to make this fake reality that you're putting together real. All of these signs that you think you're putting together are not correct. Never have been, never will be. And, you know, my brain is a broken record. Sometimes it tries to do that shit again. You know, I'll admit that. But it is so freeing to, like, at least for the most part, not be that guy anymore. Because it's like, let me explain to you how an anxiously attached person is, even just with like friendships. Or, okay, let's say crushes. Okay, let's talk about Jay for a sec, like we haven't already. She, right, was crushing on me. Okay, we all know this now. We know this for sure, even though I had theorized it since the first fucking day based on how she was talking to me. Anyway, if it's like, you can misinterpret every single sentence if you overthink hard enough. Like, one simple sentence could be completely rearranged in the way that you take it just by thinking about it for 2 seconds longer than normal. Like somebody says, you know, some shit. Like I don't even remember the kind of stuff that I've like texted her that could be taken wrong, but I know there were some, right? But it's like, you know, if I decline plans and it's just because I don't want to go, she'll see that as, oh my god, he hates us, or oh my god, he doesn't want to hang out with us because he hates us. This is fucking, you know, whatever, and then you go down this fucking spiral of overthinking, and it is the worst thing to mentally experience ever, because you feel like you're going fucking insane. And it's your own brain doing it, and there's nothing that you can like physically do to stop it unless you like actually put the effort and thought into like centering your thoughts and asking yourself, is this actually what's happening? You know what I mean? And like I don't even know if this isn't a foreign concept, obviously, but I don't know if this is kind of like a therapist level kind of way of describing it, but that's like how I feel about it. It feels like you just, until you figure out how to like center yourself and tell yourself that this isn't real and you're literally making all of this shit up in your head, there's no alternate signal. There's no alternate signals to even remotely suggest that this is what's happening in real life. That's when your brain can fix itself. And sometimes oh, hello. Sometimes reassurance is good. That's what anxiously attached people thrive on, is reassurance. Okay? Or they not even thrive on. That's what they live off of. Okay? That's why they ask so many damn questions about like the are you mad at me? Are we okay kind of thing. You know, it's so, and I'm a hypocrite, right? I'm a hypocrite because I was that, and I'm really trying hard not to be that, just in the future, you know. But it is so, like, looking back on it in hindsight, and you know, just assessing myself in those situations, I'm just, it's so frustrating and so tiring to deal with, you know, from an outsider perspective. It's so tiring. And it's like, it just, I don't know, it just like drains any kind of connection that could have been there because you're putting so much thought into it. Like, maybe that's not the right way to say that. So much thought, you know, you can be thoughtful, of course, but you know what I mean by that, surely. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just, I think I realized what I was, or how I was acting in a general sense, or maybe what I had been told that I was, because I don't believe, you know, if we're talking about attachment styles and we're just limiting it to avoidant or anxious, I never aligned myself, at least, or had been aligned with avoidantly attached, that kind of style. So I was just kind of like, oh, well, I mean, you know, sometimes I worry about what people are saying or what they're thinking when they're not talking to me or whatever. And looking back on that now, it's just like, I don't know. Like, who cares? And dude, Instagram Reels low-key pisses me off sometimes, because they be giving me shit where they're just like, I don't know. It's just like, I think that if, you know, what's meant to be is what's meant to be, you know, and just kind of like stepping back and kind of thinking that, and like is mind-boggling, you know, in a good way. But like, it is truly one of the most effective things is to just like believe that within yourself, is to just be like, well, you know, if this person cares about me, then they'll respond and everything is fine. And if they don't, then boo-hoo, you lost a bad person in your life. Boo-hoo. So sad. You know, I think that's you know, increasingly the best way to think about it. And that's something that's so hard to like get your head around, is that sometimes you have to get over wanting it to work so badly that it drives you crazy. That's the point where it gets really, really excessive, and where thinking that, you know, it's not really it is what it is, but it's almost more like it will be what it is. You know, that's kind of exactly what I just said. It is what it is, or it will be what it is. I don't know if that phrasing makes it sound smarter or not, but it with people, at least, they're like, okay, how do I say this? Their effort to show up for you, or to be there for you, or care for you, or talk to you, or whatever, it's just like, why force it? You know, it's like, if you want to connect with this person and you talk to them a bunch, totally, but like, at the end of the day, if that person doesn't give you the time of day, and you're like scraping for scraps of attention, which is oftentimes what an what an anxiously attached person ends up in the trap of, is that they're just in this endless loop of minimum dopamine like reliefs, when the person that they're trying to connect with finally does something that might indicate that they like you as a person. And that's so fucking frustrating to deal with from an outside perspective. Like, I'm not saying that the people in my life that I'm not saying that Jay should stop talking to me, or like give up on me as a friend. But what I'm saying is that if you step back and just kind of let it be, and don't overthink about what it could be, it will exponentially change your life for the better. Like, and it's okay to worry. You know, worrying is almost is different than than this whole kind of cycle. You can worry about a connection, and you can try to repair that, of course. You know, especially if it's something as important as an actual relationship, like you're already dating, or you're married, or something like that. God forbid you're married and you're taking advice from me. I don't know. But, you know, but it's just like, worrying is allowed, you know, but make sure that you are like addressing this and communicating this, you know, but in a way, how many times can I stutter? But in a way that doesn't come off as that it is their fault that you're feeling this way. Like, how do I say this? Like, what the hell? Like, how do I? Like, you can address worries, and you can address issues in relationships and stuff, and work through it. But the second that you start worrying about these things without any kind of communication, and you're just you're scraping for this well thought out mindset that has been determined from a 3-word sentence or something, just some small scrap of a sentence, that's where it gets to be the big issue. Is it all for me, it all comes back to communication. Always. It's always going to loop back to that. And I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record. That's exactly how I feel. And like, God forbid, not God forbid, but like, you know, I think maybe this, I wrestle with this thought a lot, and I don't, sometimes I wonder if I should ask for like outside input, just out of like curiosity, because sometimes for these things it's okay to get, I haven't even said the thing yet, but like, I wonder sometimes why I've never had a fully committed long-term relationship. And not to be egotistical or anything like that, but in hindsight, I don't think it was ever my fault. Perhaps, okay, it could have been my fault, because back then I was that anxiously attached, like, ball of scraping for scraps of attention, because that meant that they were in love with me, or they were, whatever. I'm not that guy anymore, but like, I wrestle with the thought of like, why don't I have a girlfriend, or why haven't I had an official girlfriend for a long time? And I think it's just because the way that I feel like a relationship should be has barely, I feel like it's so rare now, because so many people think that it should be some certain way, and that's how everybody does it now. Like, I don't know how you establish a relationship like that without it seeming controlling. I don't know if it does come off as controlling. Sammy, if you're watching this and it does come off as controlling, please tell me. But it's just like, if there's an issue, talk to me. If there's a whatever, talk to me. If you're worried, talk to me. If you're fucking just like, I don't know. If you're in any way just like hesitating, or you're thinking a little too hard over something that you think I'm doing, just talk to me. Right? I like to think, holy shit. Fucking Dell command updates for my computer. They've been begging me to do that shit for weeks. Anyway, I like to think that I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to just talking to me. I feel like most of the time I'm very, very accepting of several views, whatever that means, But I just like, AI viewers. All right, fuck you, banned bitch. Anyway, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel bad, like, harping on communication to people in relationships, because I know it's not that easy. But can I say this? It might be that easy. You just might need to test the waters, And if that doesn't work, or for some reason they're not game for that, that's not your person, homie. That's not your person. I'm sorry. Like, this is just for everybody. Like, I don't know. If you're unable to talk to the person that you are potentially committing to years of connection with. If you can't communicate with them properly, or you don't like know how to do so, that's a big issue. I'm not saying that that's an end the relationship kind of thing, but that is something that definitely needs to be like addressed and fixed. Fixed is a heavy word, but fixed basically. Because like one of the biggest human things is just being able to communicate with each other. And if you're trying to have such a like the strongest human connection that you can have, which is being in these relationships, if you want that to be able to happen, you have to be able to communicate. That's how I feel, at least. You know, and other people are different. Some people communicate in different ways, but that's the joy of it, is that you get to learn this person. You get to learn how they act, how they take in the world, how they do all this shit. You know, that's the joy of relationships and learning about these new people in your life. Not always about relationships. This goes for friendships, anything really, just any new person that you meet. That's the joy of it, is that you get to learn how these people understand life and communicate with life and communicate with others and stuff. And if you can't communicate properly what you're feeling or what you want to say, or maybe it's just like a you don't know kind of thing. I don't know. It's just I think, you know, whatever. Preaching to nobody because I don't know what the hell I'm saying, or you know, whatever. But like, you want to ask me how I think that most relationships fail, and I think it's a lack of communication. Almost always. Because so many people and I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here harping on this shit like I'm perfect. Or again, I've never been in an official long-term relationship. These are my ideals, and it probably won't happen perfectly. But that's exactly what it like. That's why it's, you know, like, I think most relationships fail because too many people will like sit and stir on something that they think is happening but isn't, and then it'll just cause some massive implosion caused by miscommunication. It's just like, you're doing this thing that I don't like. Okay, tell me about it. Tell me what this thing is that you don't like that I'm doing. You know, it's not like an I'll fix it immediately kind of thing, because while changing for your partner is, you know, good, changing something immediately without talking about the whys first is kind of not smart. Because I don't know, that might not be the right way that I want to say that, but it's just like, communicate why you're doing these things. Oh my god, I need to shut the fuck up. I'm just talking about this too much. But you know, I made my point, and I think at this point I'm talking in circles. But that's how I feel about relationships. That's how I feel about people in general, with that like type of mindset. And communication is so it's so strange how unheard of it is sometimes in relationships. But I'm going to shut the fuck up, because at the end of the day, I don't fully know what I'm talking about, but I like to think that I at least understand to an extent the specifics of human connection. You know, And maybe that's, you know, I like to think that I understand people quite well, or understand why people feel the way they do about certain things. And maybe that's a trauma response. I don't fucking know. I'm genuinely curious what a therapist might say about my brain. Doesn't have to happen anytime soon. Let's say that. Anyway. But it's, I don't know. Because I'm like, okay, changing the subject. This doesn't have to be like a mopey dopey whatever. But Sammy, I've seen like videos on like reels or whatever, where it's actually saying that being able to read a room quickly and notice so many things about a person so rapidly is apparently a trauma response. And I thought about it for like longer than 2 seconds, and I was kind of like, wait a sec. Maybe it is. I really don't know. And this isn't something that I like, that is like eating at me or anything. It's just kind of interesting to think about, and I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe me learning myself to kind of tiptoe around what I want to say in order to not elicit such a dramatic response has caused me to be able to rapidly identify when there's a bad mood in the building, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I have no idea. But shit, you know, you could fool me and tell me that that's what's happening, because at the end of the day, it kind of makes sense, low key. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just fucking yapping. It's getting a little late, but we got a bunch of quartz, and it's barely even gonna fill the fucking floor. So, might have to think of a weird pattern or something to do here. Is there like a... This is just a square. I could attempt to do a swirl. Holy shit. Literal pro right here. Watch it happen, watch it happen. You are watching a master at work, chat. Oh shit. Stop watching. Holy, that looks like ass. That looks like shit. Okay. Alright. It looks like... I don't love it. Maybe... Would there be a way to... I don't freaking know, Chad. I don't freaking know. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta let me yap, and if it sounds like complete and utter bullshit, just, you know, call me out or something. But, yeah. I don't know. I'm probably just a shitty broken record when I talk about relationships, because I can really only talk about ideals, and I at the end of the day don't know exactly what I'm talking about, you know. So if what I'm saying is too much, or maybe it's some kind of too good to be true mindset, which is obviously probably true, but I think that most of the time I acknowledge that all people are different slightly when it comes to ways of thinking and things like that. So, you know, I don't think I live in a fantasy land of relationships where I'm like, this is exactly how it should be all the time. That's not what I believe. Never ever is that what I'm trying to get across. Oh, so I did all but these wrong. All right. I want to fill this in, and then we can go to bed. But thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We didn't get around to FF, so I apologize. But perhaps my relationship advice was just as entertaining. It would have come out eventually, right? But just like it would have been elicited by a completely different response or completely different stimulus or something. You know, some crazy ass shit would have come up on FF, and I would have been like, "See, guys, this is why." Oh, now I got to start talking about it. But I guess I don't. Yeah, no, I did finish that thought. One thing that I'm really that I tend to think I struggle with is, oh nah, this is not good, chat. We need the lanterns back. We need the lanterns back ASAP. We cannot have creepers up in here, bruh. Nuh-uh, 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 nuh-uh. Don't you dare. Dude, fuck you. Anyway. I guess I just realized I haven't been playing on shaders at all this whole stream. Oh well. People say that once you go to shaders or mods, you can't go back. I go back for the purpose of being able to stream properly and like actually see everything the way that I'm used to it. But anyway, how much progress did we make? We made a frame. We made the frame bigger and a floor. We did not get another villager. However, now we know the strats on getting a new one. I don't know what we're gonna call this place, but we'll think of something. We'll think of something. Anyway, I think I gotta go to bed. I will probably talk to y'all later. Okay, wait. Tomorrow's Friday. I will be in the other setup, also known as my second home, tomorrow. Which also means that I won't be able to stream till like 9 at the earliest, unfortunately. So just kind of be prepared for that. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I know I say these things at the end of the streams, and it's not like anybody's actually keeping up with what I'm doing in terms of timing of streams, unless it's, you know, Sammy waiting around for me to stream or some shit like that. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. I just like to. This is almost a thing for myself. I don't rewatch the end of these videos, but I like to say it on stream so that maybe it's. Holy shit! Yeah, good timing to end stream. That it keeps myself accountable, if I'm like, oh shit, I said on the end of last stream that I'd stream again tomorrow. But I think I'm feeling good. Last week was a series of not feeling amazing, and I don't remember exactly why. But we are through that, and we're feeling great. Honestly, we are so up. Life is up. Everything's good. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. You know. Yeah. Communication. Holy broken record. I just heard like a fart echo in the background of the street. I think it was a motorcycle. Anyway, yeah. Stupid ass broken record. If you're tired of hearing me talk about this shit, Sammy, just like, I don't know, murder me or some shit. Or just like, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go to bed because I have work tomorrow. Kind of jealous. Still, low key. Iowa State doesn't care about Juneteenth. Oh, I just doxed myself. Fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care about Juneteenth, and I have to work during Juneteenth. So what the hell? What's up with that? I don't know. Get fucking Wendy Winterstein back in office. Get back. Get her back in the chair and get me no work tomorrow so that I can go home. W. All right. I'll end stream now. I gotta go to bed. Holy fuck. How many times are we gonna say this? W stream. I will talk to y'all later. All right. Bye.